Good evening, everybody. This is Victor Kilo 4. Hang on, I'll get rid of the echo. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4, Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. Good evening, everybody. It's just gone 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. It is Wednesday night. We are ready for another VK4BAD BADnet. The Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net, which is held every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m, 19:30 hours on 146 675 negative offset, 91.5 access tone from the Bunya Mountains Mount Kiangrove repeater site. Okay, this is VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. I'll now change my call sign to VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Now listening for any call-ins, VK4BAD.
Good evening, Gary. VK4 HOO.
Okay, we've got VK4 HOO. Good evening there, Andy. Does anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's BADnet, VK4BAD listening? Oh, it's going to be a quiet night tonight for the start off by the sounds of it. Okay, currently at Fairyland it is 16.4 degrees, 60% humidity, 0 wind speed. Okay, so far we've got VK4 HOO. Does anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club VK4BAD listening? Okay. It's definitely, is there anything on tonight? No, all the cricket is finished. I don't know if there's, no, I don't think anything else is on the idiot box. Anyway, so far I've got VK4 HOO. Is anyone else going to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club Wednesday night net? VK4BAD listening?
Okay, Gary.
Okay, well, we've now got 100% on the last time. VK4 Mike Echo Echo, and Eric. Okay, does anyone else want to join? It's going to be a very quick net tonight if we ain't got too many people at the moment. VK4BAD, listening? Okay, by the sounds of that, it's only going to be a quick one tonight. We might get a few others a little bit later on, but we never know. Okay, before we start the first round, it's going to be a short round. Does anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club Wednesday night net? VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta, listening? Okay, nothing else heard at the present. All right, as I said, it's 16.4 degrees outside, 60% humidity. We are still at 0 K of breeze outside. I think we're going to drop down to a low of 10 degrees tonight. So it's not a bad sort of a midwinter kind of temperatures. High. Okay, we'll run through the first round. Oh, wow. Okay, so far we've got VK4HOO and VK4 Mike Echo Echo. We might gain a couple after they used to. Never know. Okay, VK4HOO, VK4BAD. Over to you there, Andy, and you throw it over to Eric, and Eric, you throw it back over to yours truly here. VK4HOO, VK4BAD.
Yes, thanks, Gary, and good evening, Eric. Trust both gentlemen are well and everything's going good. Yeah, isn't it? It's just so mild, this weather. I think Toowoomba had the highest minimum today from Kingaroy right through to Applethorpe and that. So, because we've been putting this place has ducted air conditioning and you can time it and do all sorts of things. So we generally have it that slips on about 4 o'clock in the morning. So by the time we get up, the place is nice and warm. But the last few days I've just turned it off. Not worried about it. It's incredible. So I guess of one of these polar thingos, whatever they call it, will slip through. So. And the Lawn Bowls club I go to in the last week, just watching it green up is quite incredible for this time of the year. So they're saying that it's going to be a dry summer, bushfires and the whole lot. So that remains to be seen. I was a member of a rural fire service out in Bay Desert. It was the Woodhill team out there, and physically I just wouldn't be able to do it anymore. Still got all my gear and that, but no, it's not going to happen. And, I like coming on here, Gary's great, because when you throw it up on Dippy TV, you can see how you sound and so forth. I think it's great. I've never sort of heard my voice anywhere on radio as a playback. So to see that is good. You've got a great thing set up there, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Eric, trust your well, brother. VK4 Mike Echo Echo, VK4HOO.
Yeah, VK4HOO and the group there, VK4 Mike Echo Echo. Good evening, everybody. I was watching a movie, and the movie finished, and I just happened to turn the air conditioner on. I noticed the time, and I went, oh, hell, I think the net tonight. And then I double-checked to see it was Wednesday night, and, yeah, sure enough, I turned on, and I was expecting about 20-odd people, actually. And I got a bit of a shock when there's only us couple here. Nothing on tonight that I know of. Anyway, I've still got this flu a bit there. I'm having a bit of a battle with it over a month now. But knocked me around a bit. But it's been bloody cold here, Gary. Oh, God almighty, up in the mountains here. You get that cold breeze here at Maidenwell. And we've been burning a lot of Neil's paddocks off in the property down here, down the flats there. It's that dry here, you wouldn't want to drop a match around here. The whole place would go up in flames. So we've been doing that before it starts, before we get a bit of moisture. That's if we ever get rain. Had to buy water the other bloody day. $220 it cost me. $220. Oh, God almighty. I said, are you sure? I don't want to buy the truck. Oh, he said that wouldn't pay for a payment. But I said, I don't want to pay your payments either. Anyway, $220. Holy hell. Used to just go down to Nels and get it off the bore. There was a good water there, but he sold the bloody tipper. He's 80 now, and I'm 75 anyway. I had to go and bugger around doing my licence the other couple of weeks ago. Anyway, he got me endorsements there for another 2 years, I think it is. But yeah, that's about all this way. Ian's gone away on holidays there, and Russell must have forgot it's on there unless he's sandbagging there. And that's about it this way there. Haven't been doing much at all due to this fog I've got, but anyway, I hope I get rid of that soon there. VK4BAD, VK4 Mike Echo Echo, Gary.
VK4, Mike Echo Echo. No worries there, Eric. Before we continue on, is there anyone else want to come up and join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? VK4BAD?
VK4 November Fox. Good evening, guys.
Okay, we got one extra. We got VK4 November Fox. Anyone else want to come in before we throw it over to Neil? VK4 BAD, listening? Okay, it's going to be a quiet one. VK4 November Fox. Good evening there, Neil. Have a say. VK4 BAD.
Yeah, good evening, Gary, and good evening to you, Andy, and also Eric there. First time I worked with you there, Eric. Very good. I believe you're over at Maidenwell, somewhere over there. And I'm down here in good old Dalby, down on the flat, and etc. here in Dalby. Name's Neil. Echo India Lima, and the call sign VK4 N for November, F for Foxtrot. And we're down here as I said, we're down here on the western side of Dalby. So there we go. Good evening to you guys. Anybody else who's listening? So I better come in and catch up on the good lineup or roll up of people we're getting on these nets. And, well, it's not quite as good as last week. Was it last week? Who do we have? GRB, rather. VK4GRB, VK4. Who's that? That's HOO. That's TP, EM, IJP. I think Ian's away. He's gone on holidays for a couple of weeks. That's and YC. He was there last time too. This is not last time. This is one I was last on, so it might be a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, it's okay. VK4FAX. That's Don. He was on last week, and myself on the bottom. So there we go. Anyway, as I say, good evening to you all. I'll throw it back to you, Gary. Do you want to run around, or you just want to? What do you want? How do you want to do it? Go ahead.
Okay, VK4BAD coming back. Before we start the second round, is there anyone else want to come in and say hello? VK4BAD listening? Okay, looks like it's only going to be a short net tonight. Yes, this has actually been the shortest net we've had for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we've been the last one, which was small, was 4 others besides myself. There's 3 others besides myself tonight. But as I said, between the 8, 3 weeks ago, or actually, yeah, it was 4 weeks ago when you were last on there, Neil. But 3 weeks ago was our lowest one out of the last 8 weeks for what's on this page. There for participants at the present time. But as I keep on saying, we all can't always get to the radio, so the nets are going to change in size. Okay, VK4HOO Andy. Yeah, okay, on used to be with the Rural Fire Brigade. I spent 40 years of my life in either one of the voluntary service, one of the emergency services, ambulance brigade, fire brigade, state emergency service. So I've spent most of my life in the emergency departments. And yes, Eric, the price of water nowadays, it's yes, pretty. Well, I got to touch wood. I've got 16 years of water supply of storage here for the house. So the most I use is standby. VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta returning. Yeah, so I'm lucky that way where, as I said, I've got 16 years of stored water, and so I don't have that problem. nowadays. Okay, before we start, and good evening there, Neil. Yeah, as I said, it's been 4 weeks since the last time you popped on, but who's counting? But as I said, it's been the lowest turnout tonight for the last 8 weeks. And as I said, 4 weeks ago was the last time we had a short net as well. So as I said, we can't always be around. Okay, before we take off on the next round, is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? VK4BAD listening? Okay, just a bit of a club reminder. Just under 2 weeks' time. Just under 2 weeks' time, we'll be having our club meeting, AGM. That'll be on the 12th of August at the Mayor building in Dalby, opposite the high school. I hope it's a high school. I'm pretty sure it's a high school. On the Warrego Highway corner, and opposite the Freedom petrol station. We congregate around about 9:30. Meeting starts at 10 o'clock, and then we have the AGM following following our normal club meeting. Okay. Last call before we start the second round. VK4BAD, listening for any other call-ins. VK4BAD. Okay, as I said, it's going to be a short one tonight. Must be something interesting on the box. Hi. Okay, fair enough, but Ian's on rec leave. On R&R. You'll probably need a holiday beforehand. Okay, back up to you there, Andy. Andy, back to Eric. Eric, over to Neil, and Neil, back to yours truly. VK4HOO, VK4BAD.
And thank you, Gary. I think the cupboard is empty, isn't it? It happens. Good evening, Neil. Trust you're well, brother, and look forward to catching you in a couple of weeks at the meeting. That'll be great. I've got a couple of things here. Our village here, Living Gems, has sold to Stocklands, and it's going from Living Gems Toowoomba to Halcyon Ridge. That's the new name. They took it over yesterday, all officially, the letters and everything else. So I think everyone be pretty happy in here that that's happened, because the Pullage family that own Living Gems and Gem Life, they're not the nicest people to get along with, and they promise things and it never happens. So, and I've been in a couple of the Stockland places. There's one in Pimpama, which is a big one. It's sort of on a golf course there that Stocklands own, and that, and it's really nice. Heather's sister actually had a house built in there, and we've been there a couple of times. And gee whiz, they built a beautiful home, and you get a fair size backyard and that, but you've sort of got a price tag of about $850,000, I think she paid. But there's houses there in there that sell for just on $1.5 million. So, and you don't even own the land. But, it's the place to be. They've got magnesium pools and everything you could wish for. You wouldn't even have to leave the place or only to do your shopping. But, everything's there. It's magic. So hopefully, we're in a bit of catch-up and, they'll because they're buying all the living gems that had ground already purchased to develop, and with our village here, there's still another parcel of land further on to the western side of us, which is way down the other side. So, they're going to develop that. So, time will tell. But, I think everyone here that I've spoken to is really happy with it. It's really come at a good time. So, see what happens. Yeah, that's the only problem. In a place like this, it's not a body corp or anything else. It's just a person that's got a lot of money and can afford to, do these land lease, places, and that's how it is, sort of thing. So, you have your homeowners committee and all sorts of things, and which I guess that keeps them honest too. But it changes as good as a holiday, I reckon. So that's all good. And I think I'm into 3 weeks of retirement now, and I just can't get in the groove of anything. I've sort of lost my mojo and enthusiasm. That was one of the big reasons I finished work. The industry I was in, it sort of gets pretty depressing at times, and there was a lot of politics running into it, being a big, huge company, and all sorts of things happening. I just said, that's it, no more. So I was with them for 7 years. I travelled quite a few locations and that. So it's time to finish and say, right, let's just do things that I want to do. So that's what I've got to start to do, but I've got to get my enthusiasm back. Things like DMR radio. I'm all set up for that, but I can't get into that. I think I might have mentioned it last week. I'm not sure, but my take on amateur radio is HF. That's I love HF, but I can't do it for where we live. So tried the DMR thing, and I don't know. I just can't get excited about it. But that's all right. A lot of people out there love it. Thanks, Gary. I'll just pull through to the end and see everyone off. So take care and have a great week. And yes, it's going to be a really bad fire season. Gary, you've had your back burnt, so you're all good, brother. You can sit back and just sort of watch smoke from way and far. VK4, Mike Echo, Eric, over to you, brother. VK4 HOO.
VK4 HOO and the group VK4 Mike Echo. Well, Andy, you want to get a little 4-foot loop there and or 6-foot loop there, make one up with a bit of copper pipe and a variable capacitor, tongue twister, variable capacitor I meant. And there you go, you get on any frequency on HF you like. Stick it in the backyard there, it doesn't take up much room. And that's the go there when you're short of space there, mate, or vertical. Anyway, you got plenty of options there. And, good. Heard everything there, Gary. I wish you all the best for retirement. I'm 75 and I don't like it. I still like to get on a truck or a header or a dozer or something and have a bit of a play, which I can do because I help me mate out down the road and another mob that's got B-doubles there, carting cattle, so I do the odd bit there, hence I had to have my licence, that's why I had to go and get medical. Being 75, that's a hassle. But I know the doctor pretty well, she's not bad. But anyway, she'll do me. Till I'm about 80. Neil had his till he was 80, so I might have mine till I'm 80. As long as I can still back one, I'll be right. And, yeah, good to see you, Neil. Haven't heard you before. So nice to meet you there, mate, there. Nice to meet you there, mate, there. And I'll go back and watch a movie now. And I'll listen to Neil. Has his few words there, mate. And Gary, I'll catch you a bit later on. And I think the meeting's on the 12th, didn't you say? I think I marked it on the calendar, the 12th. And we'll probably see you there then. Oh, we've got a couple more days there to go at the net, haven't we? Another fortnight there. All right then, we'll wish you 73s and catch you later there. VK4 November Foxtrot, VK4 Mike Echo. Listening for your last call there, Neil, over.
Yeah, okay. Eric, VK4MEE, VK4 November Fox. Yeah, very good. Good to hear you. And actually, I've caught up on a few things that are going on. I believe that you got a friend or a fellow over your way that he's been involved with the club, but he's been quiet for a while. That's now I can't think of his name. Anyway, at Wandai. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So that's all good, and I believe you and him and maybe others might be making their way this way Saturday week to front up to the big meeting. It just depends on however there's a couple that are not going to be there, so attendance might be down a bit this time. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I've been to a meeting for a couple of goes. I missed the last one and the one before, actually. We were away doing things, and I'm back again now. And yeah, I'll hopefully be able to front up this time and catch up with those who are attending. Hang on a minute. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, eh? You'd be more than welcome to be a part of the show. Yeah, I've been involved in this club. One of on Saturday week is this club. I've been involved in it since late 70s. I think it was when we first started that club up. We changed the name and done all sorts of things with it, and so on and so forth. Yeah, but I'm sort of running out of puff now. I think I've done enough of radio stuff. We'll just see how it works out though. What else have I got to say? Yeah, I've got a bit of gear here. I've got down the shed. That's my father-in-law. He's very active as an amateur, and he's got a bit of trouble with his the dementia side of things, and he's in care here in the nursing home here in Dalby. So there's a lot of that sort of stuff going on, Andy. Gee whiz. But anyway, I don't know what else you can do about it. So anyway, at this stage, I think we might call it quits. I think I can tell you why there's nobody here. The Johnny Farnham concert's on Channel 7. I think it's Channel 7 tonight. It'll be lost the first half hour of it. But anyway, no, it's up past 8, isn't it? Yeah, no, it hasn't started yet. I don't know whether that's the reason why nobody here. Yeah, but anyway, it's all good. Righto, well, I'll do that too. I'll call it quits too, Gary. We'll give it a miss. Catch up with you guys, all you guys, Saturday week. See how it all works out, and we go from there, eh? Don't think there's anything else I needed to comment about, but we'll as I say, we'll catch up with those who are fronting up in a couple of weeks' time. See, don't forget membership's due after the AGM. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Put a few dollars in the pocket. Keep the whole club going. It's going all right. We're doing quite good. But you've got to rely on membership a little bit. We did a lot of fundraising We did a lot of fundraising back a few years when we had a few bods to be involved. We ran sausage sizzles for every Saturday morning for quite a while. We made a bit of money and helped us along, and that's all good. All right, then. Back to you there, Gareth. You can close her up, mate, and I'll say 7 threes to all, and etc. as they used to say. I still do say it, don't they? Yeah, and I'll go and disappear and see what's going on the idiot box, see what else is on there. But I will have a look at that concert though. Jacko Farnham, he's just had all this surgery with cancer, and apparently he's got his voice back again. So that's one good thing. So he'll be able to sing. He'll be good. He's a good singer. Righto, that'll do. Back to you, Gary, VK4GRB, and the group, the big group, the small group for the night, VK4 and F.
VK4 November Fox, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Before we close the net off, is there anyone else want to come in and say hello, goodbye before we close off? VK4BAD? Okay, silence is a threatening. Okay, yeah, it's actually not a bad movie, that Finding Your Voice movie. I've seen it 3 times so far, and I'm still waiting for my DVD to come into the post of it. I've grown up through those eras, and he only lived, or he still only lives about 50 odd miles away from the home QDH, hometown QDH, down there. So yeah, have watched him go through quite a bit of stuff over the years. Been to a few of his concerts. Yeah, I don't mind. Him. But I'm mainly a country person. I prefer country music than I do rock, but or pop rock. I'm mainly a country person, but I watch all sorts, or listen to all sorts nowadays. I've got a huge collection of songs. I've got about 2 terabytes of music on one of my hard drives. So it takes a fair while to go through the whole lot when I put them on loop there. But no worries. With that lot there, I would like to thank you all, and we'll catch you all again the same time next week. This is Victor Kilo 4, Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I'd like to thank VK4HOO Andy. Stand by. I'd like to thank VK4HOO Andy in Toowoomba, VK4 Mike Echo Eric in Millmerran. I could be wrong on that one. VK4 NF Neil in Dalby. So once again, thank you for turning up. Without yous, we wouldn't have a net. Hi. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. I'll now change my call back to my home call of VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. And I'll leave the frequency open for general traffic. Until the same time next week at 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. on next Wednesday night, we'll catch you then, if not sooner. This is VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo. 7-3, take care.